Sometimes, on the side.
Well, we're good today.
Actually, we could film non-landscape.
Portrait? No.
Yeah.
No way. Yeah.
Hey!
I'm Robin.
I'm Jack.
We're the Inwits.
We are.
And today is a sad day.
Oh boy.
My never-ending quest to get on Survivor has been shot down a couple of days ago.
Oh darn.
I know, and I didn't tell you before. I was hoping for a bigger reaction, but it's not the reaction I was getting. But
No.
Once again, we've come up short.
Wait, we got to say it's expected.
Oh, what?
No. In the sense of there are lots of applicants.
A lot of applicants.
You know what I'm saying.
A lot of applicants. We know this.
But we hope for the best, don't we?
We do. But I've been hanging on.
Does that mean our bamboo venture is over?
Oh God, no.
Thank God.
My training will continue. My training will continue from here on out.
We are focusing on starting fire with bamboo.
Yeah, I can do fire with flint quite easily now. So now we're going old school. No flint, no nothing. But no, my training will continue. But however, it is a sad day.
It is.
I fell short. I thought I was close this time. I thought I was real close.
You fell short.
But I did fall short. That's what happened.
No, because you did make an excellent presentation.
Yeah, a good pitch. I had a good pitch, and I will throw that up on my YouTube channel if anyone wants to watch it.
Just that this time, they went for a different.
They went for someone else again. God damn it! Well, I'll be back next year, but that's just get that out of the way. I was going to come in here with mascara, all run down here, I've been crying.
I've already thought about how I'm going to look when Kelley gets voted out, because I think it's coming real soon. And but that's on the show. But that would have been good. That would have been appropriate.
That would have. But I didn't. Anyway, we'll move on with the show. Oh, also, I've been talking to a guy named Mark, who's now a fan of ours, and I said I'd give him a shout out.
Yeah, hey Mark, how you going?
How are you? We'll be training soon. Yeah, sure. I'll be
I don't want to drive him away.
Training sessions.
He might talk to me and then go,
he'll be sticking around.
Why are you hanging out with that Jack guy?
No, he'll be sticking around. I know it. I feel it. Anyway, let's move on. He's in Melbourne. He's in Melbourne. Other side of the bay.
Oh, that's all right. That's cool. That's local.
That is local.
Considering this is an international show.
God, international, if only. Our maybe 5 viewers, if they're not all Australian or people.
I think you're underselling our viewers. You shouldn't say 4 or 5. The many that we have.
The multiple.
The multiple, not multitude yet.
No, we'll get there.
One day.
One step at a time. Anyway, let's move on with
that's been 5 minutes? We haven't even talked about the show yet. Our 12 viewers are going to be
once again, though, we have just talked about me.
Yeah, I know. That's strange how that always happens.
Always happens. Now, you've got notes.
I do. I said I think I've been doing a disservice to the fans by not taking them.
Yeah, so. Now, how are you approaching the notes this week? Are we going to go Karma, Manu, or are you going to be all over the shop again?
It's just basically, I just write as I say.
Okay. You lead it. You lead the path.
Okay. Keith makes...
Well, we said that last week. Who's not going? Who's not taking a second chance?
But this is the thing. I don't think there's ever any chance that he wouldn't, right? But why did he make such a production out of it?
I know.
Oh God.
Give me a sign. That's your sign. That is your sign.
I mean, what do you want? Jeff to come down, grab you by the hand and go, I'll take you to the plane.
Yeah. I don't know. There was a big old hoopla to get across, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I think I was right. Reem on the island by herself probably would have put that flag up sooner or later.
Yeah.
The sail. But, now she said, now I've got Keith here.
Her motherly instincts.
Well, I'm not even sure. I don't even think it's that. I don't even think it's that's what she's saying.
That's what she's saying,
But the fact somebody else is there.
Yeah, she can share the horrors.
Yeah, exactly. She's got
the hardships
to talk to about this and that's actually happening now. What are we going to do about food? What are we going to do about this? Stuff like that. It just, I think it's but it doesn't harm the bird.
What I did love was Keith's just complete disillusion to what's let's go get some food. Reem just laughs.
Yeah.
Honey, there ain't no food here.
Right?
There might be a couple of coconuts. And he's like, what do you mean? Let's go fishing.
Does he think he's
How?
Does he think he's on a... Do you think he was signing up for a trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the South Seas and enjoy the local...
And we also did say last week, I think giving them a flint was also a bit I thought it was going to be harder.
That's right.
You know, there's not much there, and I would have liked to have seen how much rice they were given after their little trek toward their big.
Yeah, they never opened it, did they?
We never saw, but we can assume it's probably not much. It's probably a day's worth for both of them.
Look, one side of it, I am enjoying actually part of this Extinction Island is that they are actually going a bit more back to the old days of like where the survival aspect was more pronounced in the show.
Than the gameplay element.
Yeah, than the gameplay, which is good because it does put people under stress, and that's when they either do something very good or something very bad.
Yeah,
you know?
but there's got to be an idol there somewhere.
Oh, I'd be... Before Keith arrived, you know, I'd be spending the next 3 days looking for that idol.
There's got to be something there, and there's some advantage in idol, something. There is definitely something there. And the fact that she's like, I've scoured this whole island. What do you mean steps? If you have scoured the whole island...
And you missed a whole bunch of steps.
And they're not hidden. Yeah. They're actually man-made or people-made steps.
I think what she means is she's walked around that little beach she's got. She's looked down and seen, oh, there's rocks down there. There's rocks down there.
That kind of looks like a coconut tree. I'll grab a coconut.
Yeah, and that's it. That's her extent of investigation.
Yeah, but there's got to be something there.
But you notice, look, this is, until Keith showed up, she basically hasn't looked around the island. But now Keith says she's actually got a bit more energy.
Well, that helps, I guess, having that second person to share the burden.
I guess we can go there. Now having Chris there.
Oh, yeah, don't go there. I mean, that's what we did last week. We did that last week, and then we started talking about the vote out, the tribal 10 minutes in. But yes, Chris will be there, and he's coming straight back.
We're like people that are cutting our way through the jungle of Survivor, right? We wend and wind our ways around. And, you know?
But yes, there'll be 3 of them there. So the more,
but also a big guy that will probably sit there and go, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that.
Yeah, he's going to definitely help out.
Exactly, that's right. So, but as far as I'm concerned, Keith is useless. Like, honestly, rocking up in the middle of the night and like, where's the food?
My platter?
Where's my food?
Don't we have a merge feast here? Is there a feast that's happening?
Yeah, isn't this merge? Isn't there a feast? Yeah. We got a feast, right? Yeah. Oh man. But anyway,
I feel like we should just hit up Karma.
But look, one of the other things I would say, you know, but one of the other things I would
say, give me a minute.
One of the things I like is these guys are paying a penalty. It's not like they're just getting back into the game. They have to go to where there's nothing. Yeah,
and it's like, you know, anything you are going to get, what little rice you are going to get, it's a big hike. It's literally the other side of the island.
Absolutely, right? And they're paying a penalty for being voted out. They are paying for the vote. It's not just like, gameplay. Oh, come on, you know. Yeah,
it's not. It isn't just as simple as getting a second chance to come back into the game.
And this will pay later on down the track because obviously, if you're there first, like Reed, you're going to have less resources over time than somebody who's going to arrive later. It's
not like a redemption island where if you're okay by yourself, you've got everything at your disposal.
Exactly.
Like you can go get food. It is a pretty barren place from what we're getting the look at.
And the wind whipping across that strand would be pretty intense. So anyway,
like they do have that. Like we said, they do have a little bit of a shipwreck to find themselves and to build upon that. I would use that as a structure to build further.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
like they've got potential to go somewhere with it.
They've got access to palm. Right,
yeah,
so they
and they've got access to fire.
Access to fire. They can make a decent shelter.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, I guess the next step is Manu wins reward.
Yeah.
Right? Manu wins reward.
They do, and it's funny, it's like, you know, you put Joe in the first half.
Yeah.
And they're winning, but, you know, how much of a lead, like, you kind of need something. Like, I guess if Joe's your key to winning these challenges, which he's a big part of winning challenges.
Oh, absolutely.
Putting him at the first part of the sprint, you need the person at the end who's able to, like, they had a bit of trouble there without Joe.
That's right.
It seemed.
So, does that mean they're a one-person team? Like Joe's the core of their success?
Joe's a big part of their success, for sure.
But it's interesting, like, if they let's say go to trial next week and they vote Joe out, does that mean that, you know, then Manu are going to be able to compete?
This is the interesting thing about Manu winning, where Karma did not win for the first time, and then we get our little we get our little chunk of karma after the reward challenge, which we haven't really had that moment. What Aubrey's wanted, she's wanted to go to tribal to see where everyone lies, and this Victoria girl, who I don't know where she came from, but it's funny how like when you have a tribe who's winning, some people just never get shown.
Well, it's interesting because you know when Joe was talking to Victoria and Ron. Right.
Well, when Victoria was talking to Ron, having no clue
that Joe's like 3 feet away, I was like, "How do you have no clue?"
It's literally like you and I sitting here talking, and someone sitting there.
Right? Like, it's like, how do you not know?
Do you not hear this?
He wasn't sneaking or anything. He was just and he was washing.
But look, I can understand Victoria not knowing. That's being very foolish to not listening to people coming up around you. But her main sense, her visual sense, was not directed at where Joe was. However, Ron's was.
Yeah, exactly.
Ron,
and he just kept
talking. A bit of these ones. It's a change topic. Ron just like, we got to get rid of Joe. What, did he not see Joe squatting behind Victoria? That was just dumb.
Yeah, it was.
Like, how silly do you have to be?
I've noticed something with Victoria, because this came up last week with Aubry, right? When Aubry was talking to Julia and Victoria, both Julia and Victoria just sat there going,
Yeah, you can't make it obvious.
And when Joe was talking to Ron and Victoria, both did exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a weird thing.
But what I mean is, this is really bad gameplay.
Oh, it's atrocious.
This is terrible gameplay, because Joe and Aubry both know when they see that response, okay, there's a wall there.
Yeah,
right? You guys have got something else.
And if Joe, we know Joe's biggest strength is his physical strength. His strategic thing is not real. Like, go and look for an idol, mate.
Yeah.
Which Aubrey's done.
Thank God at last.
Yeah.
My criticism of Aubry is, at last she's gone and gotten the idol, but a bit late. But why did she wait so long?
Yeah.
It's 3 tribals, 9 days.
But was she just waiting to see where everyone...
No.
Where everyone is?
Who cares where everybody is? I'm going to go get the idol.
That's the weird thing. It's like, oh God, I need the idol. I better go look for it. What if you didn't need the idol? You can use the idol.
The really interesting thing here is both Victoria, Ron and Julia have shown a big tell. If you can read people and you see them behave like that when you talk to them, you know they're not interested. They've got no interest. They're obviously got no interest in what you're saying. That means they've got something else going on. Now you just have to find out what it is.
The next thing, if it wasn't going to be the mix-up, we would be, this is what you're trying to look for.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to, because they might not be able to sway the numbers, because it is a majority wanting to get rid of an Joe.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
It is going to be really hard for them. And I don't think this would happen. It would be Aubry, because they'd go for Joe before Aubry.
No, I think they'll go for it.
They were saying Aubry first, but I think now they might go for Joe.
I don't know, because Aubry's put him offside with her let's hope the dialogue. Right, I don't think that's going to be forgotten. The other thing about Joe is he is actually managing to stay in the background.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
is the first time I've actually seen him talk to them in some sort of strategic way.
Well, he just kind of he caught them out and tried to
exactly.
But maybe maybe that's he needs to be. Maybe that's his plan. To be less strategic in general.
Or appear less strategic.
Yeah, and just be who he is. Yeah. Which is the physical guy.
Yeah, exactly. But before we go, now we're talking about, one thing I would like to talk about with the reward was, like, Wendy done her ankle.
Yeah.
But she performed really well in the water.
In the next challenge.
Yeah, in the reward challenge, she did really...
That was immunity. Because she'd done her ankle.
I've got this under reward.
Well, you're incorrect. I don't know how you did that.
Well, because that's the reward to get the chickens.
Yeah, so she did her ankle there, but performing in the water.
No, she did her ankle before she went.
No, she did her ankle when she... guys, another Jack and Rob bickering here. She did her ankle when she was pulling apart the barrow.
Yeah.
The wheelbarrow. The wheel fell and the barrow fell on her ankle. So during the challenge.
Yeah.
The swimming in the water was immunity challenge when they're swimming the boat. They're pulling the boat.
So. But anyway, I have to say, but she did do the right thing. Like, she's contributed. I thought, what I'm trying to say is she's done the right thing. She stayed. No, she stayed, right? A lot of people might have just gone, I'm out of here. Ankle, right?
And she put herself in, the water is a great place for it. There is no pressure. You don't have the weight. You've got
She managed to contribute, even despite the injury, but she contributed well.
She did.
In the right place.
Yeah, she put herself in
the
the right place.
She didn't just put her hand up and go, I'm out.
Yeah, put me on the boat.
Exactly. Right?
Well, she can't go, I'm out, because they're down.
No,
she has to play.
No, but she could have said, I'm out.
And she performed really, really well. Before we get there, though, is there anything you need to say to Karma? I think that was pretty much it with Karma.
No, that was all with Karma, because Karma's under no pressure.
Yeah, and they've got nothing good. Because that's like, once we had that little bit of Aubrey getting the idol, that little weird Victoria...
I'm happy she's finally ticked the box, right?
Yeah, she's ticked her box.
She should have ticked the box a couple of days ago.
Now she's got to win. Yeah, cool. So now, let's move on to Wendy.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Wendy in challenge.
Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't have it right. Kelley. Let's talk about Kelley, right?
Of course, we'll talk about your girl, Kelley.
Look, she's on. She knows Wendy's gunning for her, right? And then she hears, Chris is gunning for her, and this is what I don't like to see in a player, right? She's like, if you're throwing my name out, I'm coming for you. You're right. This is a very bad attitude to have because it takes away your flexibility.
It really does. Like, I'm not enjoying what I'm seeing from Kelley at the moment.
No, neither am I.
Because she doesn't have an idol. She doesn't have her. Yeah. Nothing's going. Like, she's an underdog that's just dodging bullets.
Well,
but she's dodging bullets.
She's not dodging them. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's not actually doing anything. The bullets are aimed at her. Like, the firing squad's there.
Neil's dodging them for her.
And
can you
just call him War Dog once?
The last two tribals have both been Neil's plans.
Well, this is the thing. What it's been is it's been Chris. Chris has been the weak link all the time because Dave's. I don't agree with Dave wanting to get rid of Wentworth.
I think I may have a line on what's going on in Dave's brain here that he hasn't actually explained to camera, right?
Yeah.
And it comes back to Wendy. Because he said it again this episode.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
He said she's a great smoke screen,
I said
right?
that day one.
Yeah. But he said it last episode, he said it again this episode. And I think what Dave's thinking is this, right? If Wendy wasn't there, he wouldn't be keen to get... I'm hoping, anyway.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be keen to get rid of Kelley because that's his shield. Right?
Yeah.
Keeps Kelley around because she's keeping the heat off me, right?
Yeah.
But because he's got Wendy, who seems to be, he thinks is a great smoke screen for him, right? I think he's thinking, well, if Wendy's way better to keep around than
Wentworth, who
has
the capability to take me out.
Take me out, right? Wendy's never going to take me out, and she's going to provide the same thing that Kelley would do for me.
Except the thing, like this is what we talked about. Wendy seems to be so solid in the fact that if you've got her on her side, she's on your side. Yeah. However, she is heavier than a Kelley.
Absolutely.
So you are doing a lot more work, and we see this. She's now injured. Granted, she gets a great challenge where she can do very well in. Yeah. If that was on the ground, if there was no swimming involved, she would have held them back a lot. They still didn't win, and unfortunately, Dave and Kelley are both in the puzzle making thing, and they do an atrocious job at solving that puzzle. So Wendy's taken what would have been a massive, like, we've got to get rid of her. She's been able to remove that heat.
I know.
Being lucky.
Exactly.
However, then she goes on to her chicken
I was going to talk about that later, but if you want to
I guess we're in with Dave. It's like, because Dave, like, this is what you start to have to deal with. She's stealing the flint. She doesn't, they don't know.
Go on.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. Don't stop.
Okay, she's like, she's done all this. She wants to release the chickens, and we're going to see she does release the chickens next week.
I didn't watch any of the scenes afterwards.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to now. Stop.
Okay, I have to see the next one.
I try to do it to get the votes, but a lot of the times now, they don't even show the votes. So.
But she's got this obsession with, and I'm okay with, like, a Thai wanting to protect it. I'm okay with someone wanting to protect the chicken, but I do agree with War Dog in this instance where if you're eating chicken, if you're a meat eater...
No, look, the problem I have with Wendy is this. Well, we'll go into it all, right? But, look, number one, Wendy's still in the flint. That's also means something else, right? And we did see them try to start fire without the flint, and I think maybe they got it going, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, they got never really, but we never really saw
her. The problem here is, Wendy, they also don't get rice without the flint.
Yeah,
you can't cook the rice.
Yeah,
there's no food without the flint, Wendy. Right? If they find out you've got that flint, you're dead.
But that's the thing. It's like, and that's why I'm saying, like,
because it's not about the chickens at that stage. It's just about we have no fire, we have no rice, we can't boil water.
We're expending too much energy trying to make fire without flint.
Right. And you're the cause of all this. It doesn't matter about the chickens at that stage.
No.
Right? It's just you're out.
So Dave wanting to hold someone, wanting to keep this as a smokescreen, it's a lot more work to keep someone like that.
The problem for Dave is, and I do not know why Dave came back and said no, she doesn't have it so vehemently, right?
To keep his screen up.
Yeah, but and this is the thing though, Dave, you've got to realise that the downside is if she gets found out, you're not keeping her around. No one's keeping her around.
She is loyal, great, good. However, she's a bit of a wild card.
She's a loose cannon. She's a loose cannon.
You don't know what.
You can't deal with a loose cannon.
And the day she does release those chickens,
you can't make deals with a loose cannon. That's the downside.
No matter how loyal they are.
No matter how loyal. You can say to them, black and blue, this is the plan, and then if they take it into their head, no, I want to do X, guess what they're going to do?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, yes, they're loyal, but she's loyal up until the point of the chickens.
Exactly.
Now her loyalty is solely keeping these chickens alive.
Right?
So you have to help her do that. Like she even said to Ray, was it? Who was it? Rick. Be my accomplice.
I was like,
do it for me.
You would be insane to walk over.
Like,
I'd be like this. Look, have the courage of your convictions and you go and do it.
I'd be like, it's just...
She's trying to get him to do what she's too scared to do.
Because she can't get up and move fast enough.
She walked back to camp. She can walk over 10 feet and open the blade chicken thing. She's just trying to get him to wear the blade.
Now,
that was rubbish.
It's just, is she just doing this for attention for the audience?
I think so. Because
it's like, remember, I want to come in and I got to be something, and I'm going to make something crazy. I'm going to do something crazy.
Let's not forget, Ty got $100,000 for doing that.
Yeah, but very different. Very different, though.
No, but in her mind, maybe she's sitting there and thinking, hey, if I save these chickens, somebody's going to come to the show and give me $100,000.
They don't do that anymore.
No, but I'm just saying. Yeah, you know what I mean, right?
It's just crazy, and for Dave to
let's put it this way: if she doesn't realise this, she shouldn't be on the show, right? But she must realise that the chickens are going to be her game. She is putting her game in the balance against chickens.
Yeah.
I will go no further if I mess up with the chickens here. If I start to crack down, she's not being reasonable. She's not saying, look, I'm going. She said, even stupidly, she said, well, I've been a vegetarian for the last 8 days.
Because War Dog's like, what, you eat meat? She's like, well, I just won't eat meat anymore.
Yeah.
And there's been no meat on the island.
Right, and I've been one for 8 days now, like everybody else has.
Yeah.
And now she's like, but she eats meat, no problem. As Neil said, you know, she eats pork, she eats chicken, she eats beef.
And they get treated worse that way.
Exactly, right? And she's got no problem with it. But this is the thing, I don't think it's that. I think it's just, she's sitting there and going, she takes something into her head, she sticks on it, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's irrational or not. And I think it's going to cost her a game.
It is, and it could also impact Dave's game.
Look, I think Dave's smart enough to realise,
I agree,
this smoke screen I can't use anymore. I'm sticking with Kelley.
Well, no, right? Well, that's the thing, because he is smart enough to realise it's not Kelley or Wendy anymore.
Yeah.
It's Chris or Kelley.
Yes.
And getting rid of Chris becomes a far better option for me because I can still keep going for Kelley and that plan is not undone.
That's it.
That's a very clever move.
I think maybe in this case, Dave's weighed up the options, right? Maybe Rick. Rick does say that he feels an attachment to Neil, okay? That he doesn't want to betray him, right? I think Rick is honest enough with Dave to say that to him.
Yeah.
And I think Dave's a smart enough player, like we always say, sometimes you've got to give up control.
Yeah.
And at this stage, he's probably gone, Rick.
But he's also looked at, he's like, look, if we did vote out Kelley,
then I'm stuck with Wendy. And if she's doing the chicken thing.
Well, I've stuck with Wendy, War Dog and the other chick, what's her name, Natalia? Lauren. Lauren's out of it anyway. She's not involved in these votes by the sounds of it. But War Dog is now pissed off with... he's pissed off with Dave and Rick, but he's also no longer trusts Chris because he was like, no, we got to keep... And that's all broken. It's all fractured.
No, Neil's not upset with Rick and Dave because Rick and Dave kept Kelley around.
If Kelley wins.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Dave's gone, if we do get rid of Kelley, this is what happens.
I think what the excellent plan here on Dave's part is, I don't think he's got any problem with with Neil and Lauren. Like, they're fine with him. He's fine with them. They're fine with him, right? His only thing is Kelley, right? I think what he's aiming for is getting rid of Kelley in such a way that he still keeps a good relationship with Lauren and Neil. And and that would be perfect for him. Because then he's got his 4, go into merge. Yeah. Okay, let's move forward, right? Yeah. That's what I think he's aiming for. And that's why I think he got rid of Chris. Because on the other hand, I don't think Rick found, or Dave, that they could particularly trust Chris. Well, that's just the like thing. Neil said, Chris, I don't think I can trust him.
Chris has become two strikes now. Yeah. The plan to get rid of Kelley has all come down to Chris wanting to talk to Warthog. Yeah. He's always wanted to, no, I'm in with him. I want to talk to him. Like, well, we don't need you to.
That's it.
We don't need him involved in this.
That's right.
But Chris really wanting to involve him has been the undoing every time.
Absolutely.
And so he becomes, he's a predictable person. Like, he's going to do that. Yeah. And it's going to ruin your game. It's going to ruin your strategy. Exactly. We can't talk to anyone else, but I want to. We can't. We need this to stay between us 3.
I think that's what's undone. I think that's what's saying. Like, Dave and Rick have gone, well, we can't really work with him down the track.
Exactly.
He'll tell, if he thinks he likes someone, he'll
tell them. Or if he wants to work with someone, it's like, well, just work with us 3. That's
exactly.
all we need.
Well, look, they could have got rid of Kelley last week. They could have got rid of Kelley this week.
It would have been 4-3.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have been the 3 of them, Wendy.
Exactly. Wendy's always on board for the last 2 weeks.
Wendy's there. Right? There was no need for Chris to go and tell Warthog in the slightest.
No, not at all. Nothing. Even last week,
it becomes 5-2. Right? Doesn't need to be involved, but he wants to involve him, and that ruins your plan.
Exactly.
So he was definitely he did himself in there.
And look, the thing with Wendy is, I think even with the chickens, she's going to manage to stick around for a while, right? It'll eventually bite her, right?
Yeah.
But nobody's like, they're going to use her, but they'll never she'll never be on the in.
Here's the thing.
She'll never be on the in.
Do you have any Kelley stuff do you want to touch on? Because I think...
Yeah, I do. Look, I just wanted to touch on, or if I already... Kelley's like... Kelley, to a certain extent, is really annoying me because she is relying on... She's relying on Neil and Lauren.
She's relying on other outsourced information. She's not getting her information.
Exactly. That's the problem I've got. It's like, Neil's come to her and said, Chris is after you. So her instant reaction is, I've got to get Chris out. You can't do that. You have to be able to do some checking of your own. You've got to be able to walk up to Dave and go, hey, Dave, how you going? And not to get information. What I'm saying is generally, around camp, be talkative with everybody. Talk to Dave. Talk to Rick.
We're just missing. I don't know what's happening, but we're not being shown any.
It almost looks like she's isolated behind Lauren and Neil, and then there's the rest.
But not even. She's just isolated, and then there's Lauren and Neil. She's not even behind them. She just seems alone.
They're with her, right?
But it doesn't even seem like that.
No, they're with her. Like, you can see she socialises with them. But that's what I'm saying. I think Kelley's social game is really letting her down, mate, because she should be talking to Rick. Okay, they're against you, right? And she should be talking to Dave. If they slip up and let you get some information while you're chatting to them, great.
The problem I'm having, the biggest problem I'm having, obviously is her social game.
Yeah.
But the problem I'm having about this social game is you haven't been voted out yet. However, 3 tribals, your name has been on the block.
Oh.
What are you doing to adjust that?
For 3 tribals.
What are you doing to go, okay, why am I coming up all the time? Because you can't just sit there and stay the under, like they're just...
No.
Because you will eventually, like I said, your number will be drawn sooner or later.
And this is what I mean, like, she should be some moves. She should be much more proactive socially about talking to Rick. Talk to Dave, right?
Or even talk to Lauren and Warthog and go, where could we go?
Yeah, exactly.
What could we do?
She hasn't said anything to them about how about we do this? How about we do that? What do you want to do about this? What do you want to... The other thing is, she hasn't even gone to look for an idol.
She may have, but we're not being shown because Lauren's got it.
But in Game Changers, right? Second Chances, she was very proactive about going and getting idols, right?
But maybe she doesn't. Like I think I said this last time. Maybe she doesn't want to look like that.
Well,
because that'll be her strategy to go out.
It's too late about looking. She's got to start. Because the other thing here is they've just lost 3 members, right? It's getting tighter and tighter.
And your name comes out every week.
Every week, right? Sooner or later, it's going to tip the balance. She needs to do something.
And it's like, why are you not looking into that? Are you not looking into that, or are you not trying to take control of the game? Because this is the point. It's like, okay, I'm on the bottom. I'm getting called out. I do have 2 allies at the very least. I know Warthog is close with Chris. maybe we can discuss and try and get rid of her. But she got focused on Wendy to be the weak link, the easy vote.
Exactly.
It's not an easy vote, but
Maybe,
is this?
See, she's not mapping the social situation. Like, if I was looking around and I was thinking to myself, well, I don't want to get rid of Dave because he's another returnee, so he can take the heat, right? But geez, he's a buddy with Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, Rick's got to go.
See, and this is the thing. Like maybe she's not doing this, and
she should be.
Of course she should be, and I don't know why she isn't. But maybe she isn't doing this because Dave is he's very hidden.
No,
and
I
he's
don't
hiding.
think so.
He's hiding his moves.
Rick is pretty obvious though.
Rick is
Dave.
Yeah.
The other thing I can think
That's the thing. Like they hang out, they're buddies all the time, and you're not like.
I know.
Who go to Wendy and be like, "Hey, you said I was a power couple with Lauren.
Exactly.
Have you not seen Rick and Dave?
Right? That's
they don't leave each other's side.
If you've got two votes for 3 tribals in a row, maybe you need to put the heat on someone else.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to do it.
And I think if you, I think this is a poor site with the social game is looking at going, okay, well, me and Wendy, or Wendy and I are the 2 people we're trying. Like I'm coming up, Wendy's always coming up. Well, let's get rid of Wendy. Well, once you get rid of Wendy, you're still coming up.
Yeah.
What happens if you let this Wendy drama
let it go.
Go to Wendy,
form
a bond, and be like, hey, you and I are on why are we always coming up?
Yeah,
I don't want to go home. Do you want to go home?
Yeah.
What if we band together? What if we change this game out?
Exactly.
What if we... I know I can get Wardog. I know I can get Lauren. What if we come in and throw something else?
She needs to change the game because at the moment, the only thing that's stopping Wentworth being voted off, her being voted off,
is
other people's
foolish moves.
Yeah, sticking their hand up and going, vote me instead.
Yeah, it's other people just screwing up their own game.
Maybe Wendy's going to do this episode with the chickens. Maybe she's going to do the old, oh, you wanted to vote Kelley, but look I'll do this.
You don't
vote me, right? But that's not Kelley playing the game.
She's very reactive. She's just no. She's not even reacting. She's just sitting back and she's just riding this wave and hoping. She's just trying to dodge.
And this
rocks.
is not the way she was in Second Chances. Not at all.
She
didn't ride the way. Like she didn't just sit back. She was very proactive about a game and getting out there.
And because she was,
she almost won the bloody.
She was at the bottom.
Oh no, she was at the bottom from almost the beginning.
And fought.
Yeah,
it's like she's not fighting at the bottom. She's just trying. She's just trying to.
That's what I mean. She fought all the way to the point where, if she hadn't dropped the ball in the last immunity challenge, she would have won the $1 million.
And one of those things, the thing that she said, and we've already mentioned it, was like, "Oh, Chris, if you want to come for me, that's the wrong move. You don't come for a Kelley Wentworth, because I'll get you." I'm like, you're not even thinking.
Well, this is the thing.
Clearly,
if I'm a player and I see that every time you hear your name, if every time I hear that if you know that X is saying your name, that you want to get rid of X, that's a great handle for me.
Oh, I can manipulate the shit out of that.
Right? Absolutely. I'm going to make sure then that you vote for who I want you to vote for every time.
I was like, we're just hanging out and he threw your name out. I don't know if he wants to do anything, but he's talking.
Oh, he's coming for me. I'm going for him.
Yeah, he's going. Yeah, you're not even doing anything about it. It's just so bizarre.
And there's only one thing I can think that's going on here that perhaps doesn't make it good, but maybe, and this is to Neil's credit if he's doing it right. Maybe Neil has got Kelley to the point that she really doesn't know what's going on. He's got her comfortable. He's got her comfortable, right? And she's thinking that she's tight with Neil. And he's the one telling her what is going on, in brackets, right? Yeah. And she's believing it. In which case, good on Neil for getting her to the point where she trusts him that much. Right? That's great gameplay.
Well, I think it's a mixture of both. I think it's her relationship and Wardog needing to keep her around. I think that's definitely it. But I also think Dave, that was a clever move to pull it back again every time because he knows and you know this because he did this very well with Z.
Yeah.
That was the game we watched where it's like our 2 armies are trying to battle each other. When can I go? When can I make that move? Right. And Dave was very, very good at making the move at the right time.
That's right.
And he's doing it again. He's like, look, I want this out. I can't do it. The group wants this. We get rid of Keith. I can't save Keith. No. I would love to get rid of Kelley. I can't.
Exactly.
Next time around, Kelley's easy. God, Chris, why the hell did you do that?
That's right. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Exactly.
You got to go because now I can't work with this and I keep hiding my game. So I think there's 2 aspects to Kelley completely missing that. Like I think she just thinks she's on. I think her name keeps coming up because it's the people who are on the bottom who keep throwing her name up.
No,
and that's incorrect.
No. If you get two votes every
time,
tribal,
yeah,
and there's only 5 of you left.
But maybe that's a thing. Like maybe that's something that we have never discussed before. When your name is coming up, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. Like you're getting all these votes, but you think you're still in the majority.
Yeah.
That's not you got to realize you got to start to maybe go, hang on a second, what if they just couldn't get the numbers tonight? And
exactly.
And that's something we don't see people look at.
No.
They don't go, okay, my name's come up 2-3 times.
Every time you walk back from tribal, the first thing you should be doing is adding up votes.
Yeah.
Don't worry about talking to somebody and commiserating. Add them up in your head and go, who voted for who?
But it's almost like if there's more than one, I think, at you. If you get more than one vote,
if you get more than one,
it could have the vote could have changed.
Exactly.
And it's not about adding up the votes. It's about thinking about what was the potential and why did the vote go this way instead of on me.
That's
why could it have come on me and why?
If I got 2 votes, why did the 4 go the other way?
Yeah.
Was it originally on me, and did they flip because of something? In which case, I'm in deep trouble.
Yeah, and you go, what? And so why could they have flipped?
Exactly.
What is the reason?
What is the reason they flipped?
You know,
why would they have voted Chris out tonight?
Yeah, not because he came for you and you wanted him out.
Exactly, right? Because you're not organising that. Neil organised that, right? So you got to think, well, why would they have voted for Chris? Oh, well, because, he wasn't...
It's an interesting part of gameplay that I've never actually looked into. I know, we know, like, where you got to decide, but if your name does come up, could it have been you that night, or was it stray votes? And because if your name's coming up...
If you get one... Look, if Kelley got 1 vote for the last 3 tribals, right? She could sit there quite happily, and I would agree with her. It was Wendy.
Yep.
No problem.
But there's multiple.
There's multiple.
And if there's 2, but Wendy is somehow the only obvious choice... Who's throwing that other vote?
That's right.
And why are they throwing that vote? Why are they throwing that vote towards me?
Yeah.
It should, at any cost, it should be 1 vote and everyone else voting that person if it's a majority.
Yeah. Exactly.
If there's a second vote in there, you need to go, well, what's that about? And who's talking with who? And why was there only 2? Why wasn't there 3?
That's right.
What was the reasoning? And understanding and starting to break that down.
And I think Kelley's and this is why I think Kelley's head's on, I said last week she was in a lot of trouble, but this week I actually think she's just one step. And as I said, it's other people sticking their hand up at the moment saving her.
Now she'll once again potentially get his lifeline next week because we get a merge, and we don't get a merge, so we get a tribe swap and we get it into 3.
Actually, I don't think. Funnily enough, I think she's going to be worse if there's a tribe swap.
It depends on who she lands with.
I know, but what I'm saying is, at least in where she is at the moment, she has Lauren and Neil for whatever reason, right? But want to keep her around, right? If she gets thrown over with if she, you know how these swaps go, right?
But exactly. It seems to be random, but it's never random, is it?
Never, right? It's like she'll get put on tribe with 5 other Karmas.
And the Karmas want to get rid of her. An old player, and it'll be booked. However, if she managed to get on a tribe, I don't know because there's how many players? We've got 8 on one tribe, and how many on Manu?
5.
So we've got 12. 13.
Something like that.
No, we'd have 12, isn't it?
No, because 3 have gone.
Oh, yeah.
8 minus 3 is 5.
Yeah, so 13. So we've got 13 split into 3.
Yeah.
Which you can't split evenly.
That's interesting. Maybe they're going to bring back
Extinction now. Maybe, we don't know. All we did was maybe Extinction come back, but that's too early for Extinction to come back. I know,
and it wouldn't be a big enough bombshell right now.
Nah, definitely not a bombshell.
Unless they go to 4 tribes.
No, they said they're going to 3.
Oh, okay.
They said they're split into 3.
Actually, yeah.
So maybe someone's going to go to an exile.
That'd be cool if they throw in an exile island as well as the Extinction. That would be awesome.
And then once that person's voted out, you come and replace them. That could be something.
Yeah.
But hypothetically, Kelley draws a Joe and Aubry.
Okay.
She's not going home.
Well, I don't know. I think Joe and Aubry would be quite willing to push her out the front.
But Joe and Aubry have been on a tribe that they know everyone else wants the returning players going. You side with the returning players there.
I'm not quite sure.
Keep your friends close, your enemies closer.
Well, have a look at Joe and Aubry, right? At what stage are they sticking together?
They're loosely together. And Joe says that. He's like, look, we're at the bottom. You're not seeing strategic...
And the only reason they're together is because they're at the bottom.
Yeah. They're like, we've got nowhere else to go. But
I mean is I don't see any natural glue for returnees.
No, but the natural glue is I would much rather be with someone I know. I know...
Returnees don't tend to do that.
No, but in this situation, for a Joe and Aubry on a tribe that are gunning for them, like, cool, well, now we need to get the balance back in our favour. Bring in a Wentworth, bring in a Dave. Let's try and bring the numbers back on our favour before we start going for each other.
Yeah.
So we're not picked off. That's my thought behind it. Yes, of course, I'd love to get rid of a Kelley if I was Joe. 100%. Anyone would love to get rid of any one of those returning players. But right now, is it the time? Probably not, because I need them that little bit longer.
One thing that is interesting, let's put it, 3 votes in, and no returning players have been voted off yet, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think they would survive this long, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I thought the Edge of Extinction was there as a second chance for the returnings.
Yeah, same here. So I think it's really good. Mind you, if I was Aubry or Joe, right at this stage, on Camera, right, I'd be thinking about throwing a challenge.
Nah, no way.
They got to get them into a tribal because of the money.
I know, but when you have no control,
well, Aubry
it's literally
this is
5 to. It'd be 5 to 3.
You know, it's a very bad idea to throw a challenge, right? But in this particular case, Aubry has an idol.
Yes.
Right. She could, if Joe and Aubry organised to throw the challenge or just underperform, make sure the challenge is lost, they could go to trial. Aubry could make sure she gets all the votes, or Joe, right?
Yeah.
Use the idol, send somebody home, create chaos, create the crack.
And
space.
I am all for that plan. That's what I thought I would be doing in case I lost immunity there. But to throw it, I'm not sure. Maybe, but I'm not sure. Like, I feel uncomfortable at throwing a challenge.
I do too. But in this case, the issue here is that what would winning the challenge do for Aubry and Joe's game?
Well, it doesn't do anything. But my problem...
There's no minus for them in one. Well, there is a minus for them.
Mm-hmm.
Everything stays the same.
Yeah, and there's no growth. Yes.
Yeah, you got 6 people sitting there going, "You're out."
Yeah.
Right. Nothing changes. You do this, like you said before. You're going to have to hustle. If you do this, you're going to have to hustle and find another item.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, you do it, you are hoping for that chaos to happen.
Absolutely.
And you're hoping for that split, and then what you're hoping for is for someone to just get that little bit of doubt in their mind and go, maybe the returning players are too clever for me, I'm going to side with them.
Just something, right? So it gives you that in.
Mm-hmm.
And then it changes everything. The dynamic changes.
Yes.
All of a sudden you're in with a chance. It's not 6 people wanting to vote you out. It's 3 here, 4 there, or 4 here,
at the moment it's 5-3 because they've got that one person floating around with Aubry. So they do have a number. So if they can get rid of one, it becomes 4-3.
Exactly.
And that little bit of chaos, you just need one swing. You definitely need one swing. And that moment where that's a blind side that no one was expecting.
Exactly.
That is...
It's a big play.
It is a big play. It's just that's the play I would 100% do if they lost immunity. Would I throw a challenge for that play? I'm unsure about.
I would, simply because nothing's improving for their game and doesn't look like it will. Because they've not gone... Look, Aubry was right 2 episodes ago. If they had gone to tribal by now...
You know where everyone's...
You know where everybody's at. You know what's going on. You've got a lot more information. At the moment, nothing's changing for that tribe.
My thing about... so I guess my only thing about that is it an issue... Back in the day, I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But is that an issue in modern day Survivor? Because we know, and obviously next week we get our tribe split.
Yeah.
We split into 3. Is that an issue that happens there? Isn't it better to probably keep on going, and if you lose, play that card. If you don't, you know the switch is coming soon. You know we're going to switch up at least twice in some way, shape, or form, including merge.
You don't know. You don't necessarily know it's going to be split to 3.
You don't know it's going to be a split to 3, but you do know they are going to mix tribes up. They always mix tribes up. Look, especially if one's dominating another one.
There's a problem here, though, right? That I see. Even if you wait, let's just say it was a mix-up rather than a split to 3.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's the old, drop your buffs.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
We're mixing it up.
We're mixing it up. Where's your plan?
Your plan is, again, it's different because there's returning players. What you're then hoping for, I guess, is potentially Karma strong, Manu strong concept.
Not really.
Well, the Manu are less. We can get rid of them and stick with these.
But this is the problem for Audrey and Joe, right? What's Karma strong doing for them? It's not doing anything.
It's not doing anything for them.
So
but
even
it's not
in
about,
a switch up, right?
It's not about doing it for them. It's about doing it for the other people,
no, but I'm just
other
saying,
contestants.
No, but I'm saying they've got no room to breathe at the moment. They've got no plan. They have no plan.
Yeah.
They've got no plan. They're just surviving.
No, they're just there. Yeah.
Right? And this is my point. Even if a switch up is coming, right? What happens if you end up on a Karma majority tribe? You're still on the same boat, right?
But you could potentially use the Manu to your advantage.
Yeah, but get rid of one of the Karma now, before the mix-up, and maybe when you get your Manus over there, it's actually even, or you got the majority. You know what I'm saying?
It's a really hard call, but I still feel...
I just don't see any upside
to staying. So this is... So it's just... And I agree. I just am always concerned about the throw of a challenge.
Oh, I'm always concerned.
I know that's what is the plan. That's what I'd be doing with the idol. That's 100% the plan. It's an offensive idol, especially at the bottom. And the earlier you have an idol, the easier it is to play an offensive play.
That's right.
You're not worried. You can start, and especially if you're on the bottom, offense all the way. Don't sit.
Absolutely.
You know they're coming for you anyway.
That's right.
There's 8 other people there that could have an idol. Use it to your advantage. Use the fact that we don't know if anyone has or doesn't have an idol to your advantage. Later on, in the game when there's only 8 people left in the whole entire game, with potential 2 idols floating around from either tribe, maybe 3 if there's one on Extinction, then it's a bit worrisome. But early on, you can play that and then find another one pretty quickly. So, yeah, like I agree with the plan. And I'm not against a throw. I'm definitely not against throwing the challenge, but I'm concerned. I'd be more concerned about throwing the challenge than if we just lost like they lost the reward.
Look, let's put it this way. If Aubry didn't have the idol, I would, and I was Aubry and Joe, I would not be throwing a challenge.
No, you've
because
got
your head's on the block.
Yeah, but maybe it's the throwing the challenge before the mix-up happens.
Absolutely.
In order, because you're right, that's the game, you know? Do you throw it knowing that whatever, we can cause some chaos now, and then the chaos that's caused will then be thrown out of whack because we then get a mix-up which causes another layer of chaos.
I think chaos at this stage for the returnees
that probably would have been a good idea.
Yeah,
it's good. If you knew the switch-up was coming. If you didn't... But the thing is, if you knew the switch-up was coming, you can still... It could go either way.
Yeah, but nobody knows the switch-up's coming. But all I'm saying is, I think at this stage, there's no benefit... There's no upside to Joe and Aubry at the moment and the situation they're in. They need to change it.
Yep.
And the only way they can change it at the moment is if they go to tribal.
And of course, having the control at tribal, and they can with the idol. However, I just think Aubrey's going to keep it for herself.
Unfortunately, I think she's going to do a tie and sit there and go, I'm safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. It's just going to be a defensive idol for her. I'd love it not to be. I really would love her to come out and
wouldn't
use
it be fantastic, right? Just to, even if after the switch up, she does the same thing, plays the idol, sends something out. That, you know, you'd love seeing that.
Yeah, that would be great because she could use that to her advantage and get some power back in the game. Not hold on to it as a lifeline.
You do an offensive idol play. That's big kudos when you get to the final tribal.
Yeah,
it is. You can sit there and go, "Hey, look what I did."
Yeah,
and everybody knows it.
It's people are worried. You know, people have this funny thing about you got to start building the resume. You do. You have to start early. Yeah. If Aubry can start there and carry on all the way through. You're a good chance to take it off.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we've got, we didn't touch on Extinction. That thing like.
What? Yeah, I'm not sure how Extinction is going to play out with
because
the split.
We both agree that it would be too early to bring them back in now with this switch up. Probably man merge, but how would they bring them in? And it would be interesting.
You had a great idea.
It would be interesting if on Extinction you're just there to die. It's Extinction Island.
Yeah.
However, it would be cool if there were tokens or idols or
and
something.
You have to go get them.
Not an immunity idol, but it's like a revivify. Another life that gets you out and allows you the chance to get back in the game. Whereas like everyone else is not going to get back in the game. But if you find something on that island...
So everybody goes to the island doesn't get one. But there is 1 or 2 on the island. You have to go look and find. And they're not just like an idol hanging off a tree.
No, it's a big...
And it's really rare to find.
Yeah, that would be cool. It'd be
that
cool
would be
concept
awesome.
to kind of be like, okay, cool. But also, if you told anyone about it, it doesn't work anymore.
Well, the other thing is if you know that there's, like, if they tell you, there are lives on this island, Do you team up with someone?
Yeah, but like I said, I would like it. I'd like it to be completely secretive. If you told someone your life is no longer...
No. But what I mean is, do you team up to go look?
But how would you know? Unless
you're going to have to tell them to go look.
No, unless you're looking, which you should be, for an idol of some
description.
You should.
Well, actually, let's preface this. You did make the point earlier.
Yeah,
right?
Start of the episode.
Yeah, start of the episode. That there should be something there. On the island. There should be something.
Maybe what's on there is a chance to play to get back in the game.
Yeah.
And because that's what Extinction is. You're dying out. So
that's
maybe it's not about you just come back in the game till you're on here surviving, and if you don't find this token or don't find whatever, you can't come back in the game.
I like that. I really do like that concept. Unfortunately, I think that's going to go...
I don't think it'd be that, because it'd be just annoying. Like if you were Reem and you didn't know this thing existed, and you lasted 12 days on Extinction Island, and it's like, oh, do you have a token to play your way back into the game? She's like, I didn't know I could do that. Yeah. Well, you're out. Oh, that'd suck.
What I think they're going to do is basically Jeff's going to go when there's like 5 or 6 of them there, and go, okay, here's the challenges.
Yeah.
Whoever gets to the end, like the first 2 or something, they'll get to go back in.
There'll be a big challenge with all Extinction, and then the winners will get a chance.
We'll get a chance. I think that's more likely.
Yeah, it might be like the winners of the Extinction Island people will get a chance to play to get their way back in the game.
Exactly.
Not an automatic in.
No.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
Right.
That's all.
That's
I
all.
got.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it from us. I'm Robin.
I'm Jack.
We're the
Inwits.